Meet the world of 12. This world is split into 12 parts, each pointing to 1 hour on the clock. It's different from our world, but even here, kids still go to school. Today, the teacher with the radical hair is talking about dreams and hopes for the students' futures. She asked for a volunteer to share their own dream. "Me," says an energetic voice. The radical teacher praises Bucky's enthusiasm and asks him to tell everyone his dream. "My ambition is world domination. I will become the king of the world of 12. And my enemies, may they bite their tongues and die." Maybe the radical teacher regretted asking Bucky to speak. She wanted to hear a dream, not a boastful ambition. The other students aren't impressed. Bucky always says the same thing. The teacher asks Bucky to sit down and continues the lesson as usual. At the end of the day, the bell rings, but the teacher still has one last warning. She tells the children to be careful on their way home because trouble monsters have been appearing more often in the area and attacking people. In the world of 12, if a citizen is in danger, they can call for help. Just dial the emergency number and call a great child, and that person will come rescue you immediately. So it's important every child memorizes that emergency number as soon as possible. To close class, she asks the students to be inspired by the GCs and become admirable kids. After class, we walk home with Bucky. He's a really irritable boy. He didn't like being told to become an admirable child. Bucky would be the sovereign of the world. He didn't need anyone's help. But as he walks, distracted and deep in thought, the worst happens. A trouble monster appears in front of him, ready to do harm. The monster's first nasty move is to spit on Bucky's backpack. The spit isn't just gross, it's acidic. The backpack bursts on contact. At that moment, Bucky remembers the radical teacher's message. In an emergency, he should urgently call a GC to be rescued. Bucky quickly grabs his phone and starts to dial the emergency number. But he stops. He will be the sovereign of the world. Needing help isn't dignified for someone who will conquer everything and everyone. Bucky decides to protect himself alone. Steeled by his values and certain of his choice, Bucky throws his phone to the ground. If you can't look back, you must move forward. He grabs a stick from the ground to defend himself, to attack the trouble monster. The trouble monster strikes, and Bucky lets out a battle cry. The two opponents rush at each other, only the stronger will remain. But from behind, Bucky comes a flying ball. As it nears, we see a face and two hands with clenched fists. When it touches the trouble monster, those hands open, and an explosion follows. The octopus-like creature has exploded. Bucky is shocked by the unexpected turn of events, and that surprise leaves him vulnerable to the enemy's final attack. Several acid bubbles head straight toward the boy. If the monster dies, at least it will take its last challenger with it. Bucky realizes his climb to the top might end quickly and begins to scream. Then a man in a cape appears, and the cape becomes a shield against the acid. The boy has been saved by a stranger. Bucky is stunned by how suddenly he was saved. Still trying to understand, he asks who the man is. The man replies, "His name is Spaak. He's the GC of Primas patrolling that area because trouble monster sightings had become common." Spaak shows the ball that defeated the octopus. It wasn't a ball at all, it's a sacred spirit, Jibaku-kun. After introductions, Spaak remarks that Bucky was lucky to be saved because he didn't ask for help. The boy went straight into battle instead of calling a GC. Spaak is curious. Why would Bucky do something so questionable? Had he forgotten the emergency number they teach at school? But Bucky clarifies. He didn't call because he couldn't call. He dreams of world domination. He wants to be first, and asking for help would show weakness. Bucky would never do that. Spaak sees Bucky's broken phone on the ground and believes him, then laughs out loud. That confuses Bucky, who asks what's so funny about his dream and actions. Spaak confirms the boy's name again. This kid is fascinating to him, so he wants to be sure. Then, smiling, he removes the watch from his wrist and hands it to Bucky in a symbolic passing of the torch. "Bucky, this watch is proof of a GC. From today, the great child of Primas is Bucky. But there's one last gift. Spaak says goodbye to Jibaku-kun and hopes the spirit will be cared for by its new owner." Jibaku jumps onto Bucky's arm and grabs his shirt. Bucky, startled by the odd little ball, tells it to let go, and Jibaku does. What Spaak forgot to mention is that sacred spirits store enormous power in their hands and keep it with fists closed. When the hands open, that stored energy is released as an explosion. Better to learn by seeing than hearing. Jibaku explodes in Bucky's face. Bucky struggles to believe what's happening. Being a GC is an honor. He knows that. So how could Spaak casually hand the title to a boy he just met? Spaak explains that he's no longer a child and can't keep being a GC. He must find a successor and continue his journey to World Zero. He saw Bucky's determination to gamble on his dream. Yes, it was reckless to challenge a dangerous, stronger monster, but that boldness proves the dream is more than words. If someone is willing to risk their life for a dream, you can't doubt the strength of that will. That will is exactly what makes Bucky worthy of becoming a great child. Finally, Spaak gives Bucky a direction. In the world of 12, there are 12 great children. If Bucky truly wants to conquer the world, he must become GC number 1 in the whole world. Bucky, make your dream come true! We jump ahead one year. A huge explosion lights the horizon. Villagers are startled. Did a plane crash? No, the blast is another feat by the duo Bucky and Jibaku. They just defeated a Matsubakuri mouse, a rank C monster. It's an impressive victory, and Bucky praises Jibaku's strength. Jibaku is embarrassed, but Bucky soon admits the praise was just formality. Jibaku feels cheated. Bucky's watch beeps. Someone has called the Prima's GC for help. The caller is in Cat Town. It's a bit far, but it's Bucky's responsibility. He summons Chicky, Bucky's drive monster, and the three take off for Cat Town. Bucky wants a better view and asks Chicky to fly higher. The problem? That bird is too cowardly and refuses. They arrive at Cat Town and check the coordinates of the people who need help. They're right below, already in sight. Bucky leaps to fulfill his mission. He inherited the title of Great Child from Spaak after proving his commitment to his dream of ruling 12. Now he performs his duty with resolve. He will continue toward becoming the strongest Great Child, and his story is only beginning.